Hey guys, happy Sunday! So for today's recipe, we are going to be making cauliflower pizza crust. So for this recipe, there's only a few simple ingredients that you need. You just need a head of cauliflower. I like to use the reduced fat mozzarella. You need 2 eggs and some seasoning. Some seasonings that I like to use personally is some salt, garlic powder, basil, and some Italian. So for the first thing you're going to do in this recipe is you're going to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Then you're going to chop your cauliflower, throw away the greens, we don't need that, and throw it in a food processor where we're going to blend it all up. Now that our cauliflower is nice and chopped up, we're just going to throw it in this food processor and blend it. Now that our cauliflower has been processed, what we're going to do is we're just going to remove this and we are going to put our cauliflower into a big bowl. Alright, so here is our cauliflower. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there it is. We're going to put this in the microwave for about 10 minutes. So now that our cauliflower is done cooking, we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. So what we're going to do first is we are going to add 4 ounces of reduced fat mozzarella cheese. Okay, next we're going to add 2 eggs. As far as seasoning, it kind of goes with how you want your crust to taste like. So I like to use just a sprinkle of salt. And 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. I like to use 2 teaspoons of basil. And 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. Alright, all you gotta do is grab a whisk and mix it all in. Okay, so here is our cauliflower crust. It's very similar to mashed potatoes. Actually, in fact, this would be a great recipe to make a substitute mashed potato, minus the eggs. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our cauliflower mixture and we're gonna spread it across a cookie sheet. One thing I've learned is to use parchment paper to line your cookie sheet. Now we're going to take our cauliflower mixture and spread it along the cookie sheet. And that's all we have to do. Okay, so now that our cauliflower is nice and level, we're going to put it in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. While that bakes, let's go ahead and do a quick comparison between our homemade cauliflower pizza crust and Domino's hand-tossed pizza crust. Domino's small hand-tossed pizza crust, which is about 318 grams in weight, is about 820 calories, and that consists of 19 grams of fat, 139 grams of carbs, and 25 grams of protein. And that's not including the toppings such as tomato sauce or cheese. If we were to have a regular small cheese pizza, that would be 1,130 calories, 39 grams from fat, 154 grams from carbs, and 43 grams from protein. Now don't get me wrong, I love pizza. But being on prep and just a few weeks away from my competition, there is no way I can fit pizza into my macros. That's why this cauliflower pizza crust recipe is perfect, because it satisfies my craving and I can still keep my eye on the prize. Doing a side-by-side comparison of Domino's hand-tossed crust versus our cauliflower pizza crust, at the same weight, you can see that the cauliflower pizza crust is 310 calories, 17 grams from fat, 12 grams from carbs, and 31 grams of protein. Looking at these numbers, you can tell that the cauliflower pizza crust, compared to the Domino's hand-tossed pizza, is a better alternative, especially if you are a competitor or if you're trying to lose weight. Now, I'm not saying to cut out pizza from your diet, but I just want you guys to be more mindful of what you are putting in your body and how you want to approach your fitness goals. So our crust is out of the oven and it has cooled, and let me show you guys how it came out. It looks absolutely amazing. So what I'm gonna do next is, because I'm gonna be going out of town for a few days, I'm not gonna be able to make this entire pizza, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up and then freeze it. That way I can just pop them in the oven whenever I feel like eating a pizza. The first thing I like to do is I like to, with my parchment paper, I just pick up my parchment paper here. Here, get rid of this. And I just get my scissors and I cut through this. I just grab some scissors and I just cut right down the middle. Now what I like to do is I like to freeze this by putting it in like a Ziploc bag. But before I do that, I have my parchment paper, just so it doesn't stick. I just quickly just spray it. And then I put my other pizza crust on top. And that way when I pull it out of the freezer, it's not stuck together. And there it is. So now what I do is I just throw it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the Ziploc bag, and put it in the freezer, and it's good for a few weeks. And if you want to recook it, just throw it back in the oven, heat it up, add your seasonings, add your tomato sauce, add some mozzarella, and there you go, low-calorie pizza. Okay, let's say I want to make my own personal pizza. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my pizza crust, which is about 158 grams. Then I'm just going to add some tomato sauce. And one serving of tomato sauce is about 125 grams. I'm not going to use that much. I'll probably just use, let's see. And in the description box below, I will write down the macros for the pizza crust and my personal slice of pizza. Okay, so I'm going to use about 50 grams of tomato sauce, and I chose the Classico spicy tomato basil. Perfect. And then next, I'm going to grab my cheese, and I'm not going to put too much cheese. One serving of cheese is about 28 grams, and that's 70 calories. So let's see, we might just use half of that. So maybe about 14 grams, 35 calories, not bad at all. That might even be too much. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Okay, and then I just throw it back on my baking sheet and put it in the oven to melt everything. And then there's my pizza. So here we go. You guys can see it. And here it is. Looks amazing. Can't wait to eat this. So that concludes our video. Hope you guys enjoy, and see you guys next week.